everyone, Ariel Adams here with a blog to watch. I'm going to review the Trematic AC14 with the marine green dial. This is a 39mm wide vintage style sports watch. As a diving style watch, they try to do a couple of different things here. On the upside, this is pretty, and this marine green is definitely stunning. Let's take a close look at the dial here. You can see that there's some lovely texturing they've done. The dial itself, the face, has sort of this vertical set of lines that you could interpret as being maybe the surface of water. And the hour markers are applied with luminant. You have these broad arrow style hands, which look nice. The Trematic logo has that nice little arch to it, which gives it sort of a good vintage flair. The bezel has a nice design to it. Case is 39mm wide, which is a good size. It's very popular today. Case feels a bit thick for a 200-meter dive watch. I've definitely seen dive watches which are thinner. Actually, the good thing is that the thickness, I actually didn't size this bracelet yet here, the thickness makes it feel a little bit less small. And so what I find is, because my tastes tend to go a little bit larger, if there's a 39mm case on my wrist, I won't mind as much a more narrow diameter if the case is on the thicker side, like here, so it looks good. But if it was thinner, I might feel like the watch is too small. So it's not a really good or a bad thing. It's just sort of a thing depending on the wearer. But again, from a structural standpoint, with this type of thickness, you'd have thought maybe there'd be 300 meters of water resistance. Not like most people are going to take it down that deep. Anyways, sapphire crystal over the top there, slightly raised, giving it a bit of a vintage style look. The bezel has a nice action to it. It's a little bit on the wobbly side there. Not too bad. But I think they wanted to give it a bit of a vintage feel, so it's got a nice feeling in there. There's supposed to be a tungsten bezel insert there, which is nice. It's black colored there. I thought it was ceramic, but I guess it's tungsten, and that offers a nice level of durability. It also has that wonderful polish on there, so they did a good job there. This is the bracelet which comes with it. It's a little bit more to buy with the bracelet. They normally sell it on a strap. The bracelet is nice. The funny thing here is this deployant clasp reminds me of Seiko deployant clasps. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've seen them, and it's fine. It's just at this price point, and I think that's where some of my quips come in here, because Trematic has a pretty ambitious price point here. It's not the lowest price point, definitely not the highest price point, but not the lowest. And so I'm looking at all the little things there that I think are important, and some of the competition, has buckles that I think are a little bit less evocative of Seiko, and there's that little vertical texturing in there, and just the way it kind of looks. It's not exactly the same. Again, if you want to go for that look, the case back is fine. It's a little basic, just a case back with a little laser engraving on there. Given the detailing of the dial, you'd have thought that maybe there'd be an embossed case back or something like that. Inside the watch is a Swiss-made Sellita SW200-1 automatic movement. Pretty standard stuff. Very decent Swiss-made movement. Very suitable for a timepiece like that, so no issues there. On the dial, I really like it. I would have liked the hands, the brushed hands, maybe to experiment with a little bit of a bend to them. They're a bit flat. And these hands specifically, when there's a little bit of a bend to them, tend to look quite good. Maybe there's a little line down the middle there, but I think they are a bit on the flat side. The good news is that Trematic was smart enough to do them in a brushed finishing versus a polished finishing. When you take hands like this and you polish them, they're very reflective, and you don't really like the resulting look. So, I mean, overall, I think that, again, this is a new brand and a new product. Good effort, right out of the court there. So there it is on the wrist. This is the 39mm wide, the Trematic AC14 with the marine green dial. Retail price for this watch on the bracelet is $1,432. And you can see the full review on a blog to watch. Thanks so much.